And so he took me on, mentored me, and we're doing all kinds of cases. And then one day he said, we're doing a personal injury case. And I said, well, George, I'm not sure. I've never done a personal injury case. He's like, don't worry about it. It's a simple auto accident case, rear end collision. But we were the fourth lawyer. So you can imagine it was not a great case.
Oh, wow.
And so, but we needed the money. So we took the case on. We litigated the case, and the policy limits were $25,000, and they offered $7,500. This was Allstate.
Mm-hmm.
So I told George, we should take it. You know, I was counting the money we would get because I was excited because I needed the money. I was very young. And he's like, no, we're going to go to trial. I said, okay, as long as you do everything. So we're sitting there at trial, and this poor guy, he was kind of getting older. And so he couldn't even stand in front of the jury when he was talking to the jury. He was too tired. And his suit, he had like a bunch of like dandruff on his shoulder. When the jury wasn't looking, I would try to like wipe it off because I was mortified. And so in the middle of the trial, he's too tired. So he starts getting me to do everything. So he's like, all right, tomorrow I want you to cross-examine the medical expert. I said, George, I have no idea what I'm doing. He's like, do it or don't come back. I said, okay, I'm doing it. And so we get to the day of closing arguments, and he tells me, you do the closing argument. And I said, okay, I will do it. And then I do the closing argument, and then we're waiting for the jury to come back with the verdict. And I'm sitting in the hallway, and my opponent, the defense counsel, pretty experienced guy, he turns to me and says, you know, Adrianos, I wanted to let you know that that was the best closing argument I've ever seen.
Wow.
I thought the guy, I couldn't believe it. And so I thought maybe the guy was hitting on me or something. And so I said, whatever. We go inside, and the jury returns the verdict, and it was amazing. It was $80,000. It was 10 times more than the last offer, and more than the policy limits. I couldn't believe it. I was excited. I was stunned. And then my client turns to me. This is the funny part. And she whispers in my ear, she says, congratulations, counselor. You did a great job. But I just didn't have the heart to tell you, the whole time you had your back face to the jury when you were writing on the whiteboard, you had a hole in your back pocket and your rear end was hanging out.
No.
Absolutely true story. True story. And there must be a German word for this, where you feel like humiliation and excitement at the same time. I've never felt this feeling before since. And
oh my God.
You know what I realized in that moment? I realized, look, I can actually do this. And I didn't really know what I was doing, but I was sincere with the jury. And I realized that I always thought to be a trial lawyer, a personal injury lawyer, you needed to be slick back hair, you know, and I realized that if you're sincere and you're competent, you're good, and you're genuine with the jury, they're going to trust you. And if you have a legitimate injury with a client that's credible, there's nothing to stop you from getting amazing results. And so that's when I started doing personal injury law, and I love it. On Sunday nights, I'm excited to get in